Hi, welcome to an introduction to Clever. Clever is a digital learning platform that syncs with our student information systems, allowing for automated rostering as well as single sign on to various apps and links. So, this means our students no longer have to remember multiple passwords for multiple different apps and educational tools that teachers use in their classrooms. There are many other great features of Clever that we're going to discuss today. So, as I mentioned before, Clever is a single sign on for any application your students use. We have set up a school portal with Texarkana ISD with customized app menu. So that means we have several options for Google apps that students can access. They can access apps such as BrainPop, Study Island, or other third party apps that you may utilize in your classroom. If you notice on this slide on the left side, you'll see what the students will see as their login screen. Students will be prompted to log in using two different methods. They can either log in with Google, which will log them in using their Google sign-in through TISD, or for our elementary campuses, they will have the option to log in using a Clever badge. Clever badges are small badges with a QR code like image that students will hold up to the webcam and log in automatically using the webcam on their computer. Those badges will be available for teachers to print for their students for our elementary campuses. So we have two login methods students can use. As far as what teachers have access to through Clever, teachers will have a dashboard or a home room, and they will be able to set up individual teacher pages. Those teacher pages can be customized, resources can be added. You can determine which classes will see your page. You can determine what resources you want to curate on your page. Types of things you can add links, PDFs, you can add different apps. So, for example, if you utilize Quizlet a lot in your classroom, you may want to add that app to your teacher page or make sure students have easy access. You can also add categories. So maybe you're doing a particular project in your class and you want to add a category for that project. Or if you're focusing on math one day or reading the next, and you want to put certain resources for those, you can make categories for those subjects. So I'm going to pull up what a teacher page looks like. The teacher page I'm going to pull up is a demo. So I do want to point out that any names you see, these are not student names or teacher names in the district. This is just a demo that's been provided by Clever. So here is a teacher dashboard or a teacher homeroom. You'll notice you have a teacher's page. So here's Mr. Perry's page. You have a page just for you. So this means these are things you might add here that you utilize for yourself for your teaching. And then you have a district page, and this is what the district has pushed out, these resources. If you keep scrolling, you'll see there's a favorites, and here Google Classroom has been favorited. If you'll keep scrolling again, you'll see resources added by the teacher. So in this case, this teacher has added NASA's image of the day. And when you click that, it's a quick link to that website. If you keep scrolling, you notice it says instant login application. So this means that students can click this Prodigy Game app or this Teacher Monster to Read app, and it will automatically log them in. Again, if we keep scrolling, we have Google Apps. You notice I have that heart next to Google Classroom because it's a favorite. If I favorite Google Sites and I scroll back up, it will be added to my favorites. You have Clever Help resources. Clever Help resources are pretty extensive. There's a lot of great information within their help resources if you ever want to look a little deeper at any different features within Clever. And again, if you keep scrolling, you have even more apps. You'll notice mine says no access. That's because I'm currently on the demo. If I scroll back up, this is again the teacher dashboard or homeroom. You'll notice there is a green add button here in the bottom right. I'm going to click that and it will allow me to add apps or pages. So I'm going to click on this teacher page so you can see what that looks like. This is Mr. Perry's teacher page, and you'll notice on the left his students are in here, and you can see they're all offline, which is why there's the red X there. And here are his resources that he has added. So again, he has added that NASA's image of the day. We're going to add another resource to his page. So I'm going to copy this link here. And I can go down to add a resource to the bottom right where it says add. And I have the option to add an app, a link, a PDF, or again, a category. I'm going to add a link. So I'm going to copy and paste that link there. I'm going to title this Clever Introduction. And I'm going to just give it an icon there and click Add Link. And there you notice my link is added. And when I click on it, it will automatically bring me to where we are in that presentation with that link. So again, this can be used to curate resources for your students. If there's anything in particular you want students to see there, you can access it there. Okay. One thing I do want to point out for those of you who would like your students to have access to the Clever badges for login for our elementary campuses, you'll also be able to find that here. So if you notice where it says students, if I go down to login tools and I click that little arrow, it gives me an option to download student badges. So this will allow you to do that there. Okay. So another very exciting part of Clever is that it automatically syncs with Google Classroom. This means that Google Classrooms will be automatically created based upon your team's sections or your courses. So for example, if you have 4 sections of world history in Teams, then Clever will automatically create 4 different classrooms for those 4 sections. What's exciting about this is it will automatically roster your students using the students in Teams. So you no longer, if you use the Clever Classrooms, you would no longer have to add your students with a code or a link. This would automatically place them in that classroom. Now, a few things. You do have the option to accept these classrooms if you choose to use them, but you can also choose to decline these classrooms that have been created. So when you open Google Classroom, you will notice you have the option to accept or decline. That is your option. If you choose to accept, know that you will have the automatic rostering available to you. If you choose to decline, understand you will have to manually add your students to that classroom or make sure that they log in and join using your class code, and it will not automatically roster them. Clever Classrooms will sync each day, which means that students who drop your class or students who have been withdrawn, they will be automatically removed from your Google Classroom after that sync is done. So that's another great feature of these Clever Classrooms is that it will automatically sync with whatever is in Teams. You will be able to edit anything in that classroom. You can edit the title, you can change your images, the banners, you can add co-teachers, you can modify these classrooms how you would normally. The only difference is it will automatically roster from Teams. So I just want to kind of go over some of those little bits and pieces again. What does Google Classroom integration with Clever do? It will create classroom courses and automatically enroll students and teachers and update those rosters automatically. It will allow teachers to manually add and remove students and co teachers. So if you have a roster there, but you want to manually add students, you can. It will allow teachers to rename Clever created courses. They will be named whatever it is in Teams, so you can rename them. It will allow teachers to accept or decline that Clever created course. If you choose to decline that course, you will not be able to get it back. So just understand you'll have to create it manually. It will allow you to add co-teachers. So let's talk about what Google Classroom integration with Clever does not do. It will never create, modify, or delete user accounts in Google. It will not modify courses that you have manually created yourself. It has no access to that. It will not overwrite changes that you have made to the courses, such as the course name, and it will never sync Guardian data. So, those are just a few things about the integration with Clever and Google Classroom. We're very excited about using Clever this year with Texarkana ISD and our one-to-one initiative that we're rolling out. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to your instructional technology team and we'd be happy to get with you and answer whatever we can. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.